Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the LA Sparks weekly post-game show here with myself, Fredo Cervantes, after a devastating loss in Chicago. The LA Sparks fall 86-78. And guess what? I'm not here by myself. I got the one and only
Mykell Matthew here with you, man. The Sparks gave us another ugly loss, man. It was tough. So many bodies dropping for this team. I don't know what coach is going to do to figure this out, but we are not alone. We have a very special guest, and I'm not even going to introduce her. She's going to introduce herself. That's how great she is. Take it away.
What's going on, Infinity TV? You might see me on the breaks, but I go by the name of DJ Tricey Trice, and I am definitely your favorite LA Sparks fan. All over the internet. You might also know that I'm a LeBron fan, so everything Los Angeles, I had to bring out the LA.
Okay. We like it, but man, another tough loss against the Sky. Courtney Williams, last game she was what, 20 and 9. This game a triple-double. But we want to focus on the Sparks end of things. What can the Sparks do to get everything together? We know that they're dealing with a lot of injuries, the sickness of Lexi Brown, which we still have no idea what's going on.
It might not be a sickness.
I don't know what it is.
Non-COVID illness.
Non-COVID illness.
Something like that, because we still don't know.
We still don't know. Question hashtag it again. Where is Lexi Brown? But yeah, what's your thoughts just on this performance tonight?
I think my thoughts, just coming from the fan section and going to all the home games and feeling the energy and everything, is that we need to do the right basketball things, right? Mm-hmm. Like protecting the passing lane, making sure that we're getting the ball and spreading it around and doing those things right, because we know we have injuries, right? Yeah. But the people who are playing, we have to execute with precision. We can't just throw the ball away, those cross-court passes. You know, you can't lose Courtney on defense. Come on, man. So we have to do those things. So I think the people who are in the game and the people who are getting those minutes really need to use them more effectively.
Yep.
I mean, it's very hard when you shoot 28 for 67 from the field to try to win a game. And I mean, let alone in the WNBA. Yep. But one thing that we got to realize is, the injuries that continue to fall apart. Jordan Canada going out today. She was going on a fast break. She got bumped. She hit the floor. Her left shoulder hit the floor first. It was pretty hard. Which that kind of took her out of the second half, which that gave the opportunity for somebody else to come in and take the minutes, like Zaya and Destiny Henderson, which Destiny Henderson, man, I believe,
she's a hooper.
She is on fire. For some reason, she is doing all the little things that the Sparks did not have early in the season. And now, luckily, they were able to win those 2 games at home against Dallas Wings, which I was very surprised and shocked.
Yeah. But like we talked about last time, first, forgive me, Azure. She balled out. I guess she will be the player of the game.
Right.
15 points off the bench. She had the best game of her season because I think she played more of her natural position at the 4, where she was able to. She can spread the floor. She can go inside. She can do everything when it comes to that position. They've been playing her at the 3, totally not her position. And she played well, but got to go to another vet. We talked about it last show, Fredo, that you have to let the young ladies play. Jasmine, she starts tonight. She plays about 19 minutes. 0 for 6, I believe.
0 for 5.
0 for 5.
With 0 points.
She scored as many points as we did.
Oh, my God. It was a tough game.
Where's our paycheck?
Yeah.
I know. It was
Seriously.
A tough game
so that's why I think that coach really has to sit back and say, Jasmine, it looks like you're still trying to get it together.
Yep.
We're going to have you sit, mentor these ladies until I see in practice that you're 100% ready to go. But let Zaya play.
And Carly.
And keep Carly going.
As soon as she catch the ball, it's going up.
Yeah.
Carly, I think, and to Fredo's point, I want to talk about Carly, but I also want to talk a little bit about Destiny, because the one thing that the Sparks was missing at the beginning of the season was people who could penetrate and go into the lane. Destiny ain't scared. She be on the floor. She get up. That's how she's scoring those points. So we shooting terribly from the 3-point range, but ladies, step it in. Just take the 2. We'll take some easy baskets over doing that, and that's what I think Azure did better in the 4th position with those 2.
Yeah,
those
but
2 points.
I think with just so many injuries, so many players out, they have to put the 3 ball up. You know, I know Coach isn't a big fan. Coach Kurt Miller is always like, oh, we shot too many threes. But that's the great equalizer when you don't have enough talent to match up with other teams. It's like, hey, if we come out and shoot 30 threes and you make about 8 to 12, today I believe Chicago made 7 threes. Yeah. So they have that advantage. Along with all of the other advantages, it puts the sparks in a hole. Everybody's coming for Nneka. She's the all-star. You know, she had 14 points, like 5 rebounds, but it wasn't enough because they're sending doubles. They're being physical with her. They need other players to step up. So I believe you have to put the 3 ball up and let these young ladies play. Ray needs to be in the game, Coach. Ray should not be playing 6 minutes. She comes in the game, makes a late 3. You know, I'm like, how you put her in the game late when you're trying to come back, but can't put her in when the game is close? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me, but play the young ladies and let them hoop. Yeah.
Well, one player you did not mention was De'Arica Hamby. De'Arica Hamby stepped up big time tonight. She actually went for her first double-double of the season, 12 points, 12 rebounds in 30 minutes tonight. That is one person that I feel it has to be the key all year long because the trade from her coming from Vegas to the Sparks really gave them some more momentum that they weren't probably having early on. But what have you seen in De'Arica this year?
For me, De'Arica has been slow burning. She's been slowly starting. I'm waiting for her to kind of find her groove because she missed a couple easy twos here in the game.
Yeah,
that wide open.
Why is that though? You know what? Right now that you brought that note up, she always gets either blocked, the deflection off the ball, and she loses it down below.
It's like strength. I'm thinking it's a conditioning issue, and it's not a basketball.
I mean, she just had a baby 2 months ago.
No, so I mean, my mama, any mama I know is like ripping the claws off. You know, you wouldn't be taking no ball from me. That's so So I think she just needs to boss up a little bit more in the paint because they are coming pretty aggressively when you're playing these big teams. Kalia Copper coming in. You know, you got to get those blocks.
Like I said last game, who she is the Lamar Odom of the WNBA.
Right.
To where she will give you a really good game where you're like, wow, she's amazing. And then she'll give you a game where you're like, whoa, like, what is she doing? You know? Yeah. So she has to try to be more of that every game. I'm going to ball. Because the same thing Laker fans did with Lamar Odom. He didn't give us enough. That's why the Lakers had to go out and get Pau Gasol. We need De'Arica to be an all-star player and play at that level. If not, the team is going to have no chance, especially with Lasia out, with Lexi out, now Jordan out. They won't have a chance. So I know she gave them 12 points, 12 rebounds, but they need more on the scoring end because right now it's just Nneka, and let's see what anybody else can do. It's not enough. You look at the best teams
find the roles.
Best teams in the W. The Aces, they have a bunch of buckets out there. Yeah. You have the Liberty, a bunch of buckets. Connecticut Sun, a bunch of buckets. So it has to be a bunch of players that can come and put the ball in the hoop. Yeah. And right now, it's just not happening.
I mean, it's not happening. But one thing that is happening, we're going to be taking a quick commercial break. But when we return here on the LA Sparks Weekly post-game show, we are going to talk a little bit more about the player of the game and who really needs to step up heading over to this next game in Atlanta on Sunday afternoon, then facing Atlanta here at home at the Crypto.com Arena on Sunday. But we'll talk a little bit more about that when we return here on Infinity TV.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United United One Protection Services.
Welcome back to the LA Sparks Weekly Post-Game Show. I go by the name of DJ Tricey Trice, and I am here with Fredo and Mykell. We came back from commercial break. We were just talking about the game. So, Fredo, you said that we were going to talk about the player of the game. Who's our player of the game today?
Well, Azure Stevens, of course, that is, I guess we should call it Mykell's favorite.
Today she's my favorite.
Yeah, today she's his favorite. 15-5. She was 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. And that's been one of my key things about Azure is if she can step up and really knock down those 3-pointers, she can really stretch the floor for the LA Sparks here because that's very important. Of course, we talk about how much the Sparks don't like shooting threes, but they got to shoot the threes. I feel like they got to move along with this new age of basketball that you see how Sabrina out there, she's just raining those threes with liberty, and then you still see Candace sparking them up, Casey Plum out there. So that 3-ball still moving is being effective out there. So they got to take advantage of that a little more. But I feel that Zia Cook, she's really going to take advantage of these next 2 games. I feel now her minutes are increasing a little bit more, especially with the absence of now. We don't know if Canada's going to be out for the next few games or not, but I think Zia could really step up. And if Azure, Zia, and De'Erica keep it up, NECA, for some reason, the defense seemed to just clog her up.
Yeah,
they're just stopping her.
They hack NECA.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that.
No, and they're going to take us LA. LA don't get a lot of love on the court. Ask LeBron and AD. The referees aren't great. But, man, it comes down to me to coaching. He has to figure out by now what he has with his team. And he tried Azure at the 3. Azure said it in a press conference that they had a talk, and they talked about, her probably playing more of the 4. So I'm like, keep her at the 4. Let her find a way to continue to space the floor. I will always say, okay, we're going to start the game with NECA and De'Erica. The first sub off the bench is going to be Azure for one of the bigs so that you can come in and space the floor. And then once we sub out one big, we put another one in. Then we get a sub so that the bigs are back together. But Azure, I believe, has to be there at the 4. That's why it's hard for me to find minutes for Chiney, because I know Chiney is a dog and that you love Chiney.
I love Chiney.
But they just need spacing and they just need shooting, because for a player like Zia, she needs spacing to dance. But if you have NECA and De'Erica and Chiney around the basket, she can't really cook. Even for Jordan. We know Jordan doesn't really want to shoot the jumper too much. But now can you imagine if Azure is spread out, you got 4 other players, spread out with her, and it's just NECA there, it's going to open up driving lanes. So I think that's something new that coach has to look into when it comes to playing Azure. And now maybe she can earn some minutes. Where last game I was like, keep her off the floor. But I think that she found her niche with the team, and let's see what she can do the next game on Sunday.
I think a little bit opposite of that. I want to see more 3-pointers, but I don't want to see them from Azure. I think that Azure should step in just inside of the 3-point. Shoot that mid-range, because that's what we're missing. We're missing these easy baskets. Every shot is a long off. It's, something that's a forced offensive. We're getting a lot of shot clock violations now. Yeah. So we're passing it and we're moving it, but we want Azure to help us free up Zia so she can shoot the 3. Yeah. You know what I mean? In that 4 position. So I think that's what I want to see her do.
She can play that nice high-low with any of the bigs that she in with, because like you said, she don't have to shoot the 3. It can be the mid-range. I think she was 0 for 3 from 3 today, but she was shooting the mid-range and she was attacking the basket, and she was attacking the boards by coming from close to the top of the key and getting rebounds. So, man, Coach has to figure it out. We know that Coach Miller is a really good WNBA coach, but he has to figure out these minutes, because now the team has dropped to the 7th seed. They only are a half game up on their worst enemies, which is the Minnesota Lynx. So it's like they have to start to put together not just a victory here and a loss, a string of victories so that they can kind of move up when it comes to the playoff rankings. But hopefully, they can get Lexi back. Yeah. We know Lasia has, a few more weeks. But it's close. I
know she's been out for like 3 weeks. They said about 6 weeks.
4 to 6. So it's getting close. So it's just about them just keeping this ship as strong as they can
It's a struggle
until
season.
you know.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's a
hardship.
struggle.
They're right
Hardship.
in the middle of the conference right now. They're
Yeah.
right in the middle. I believe
Yeah.
they're at tied for 6th right now. I
No,
believe.
at 7. Actually,
At
with this
7,
loss,
they just
moved to
dropped.
7th. Yeah.
There it is.
But
Now-
also, too, it's not coach's fault. Like, y'all.
No, yeah,
the
yeah,
pieces are constantly moving.
Yeah.
So
Right.
he is very smart and
Yeah.
sharp. But literally, Chennai being out wasn't even announced until today.
Yeah, till today. Yeah, earlier today.
So it's like that's a player that we could have benefited from having on the floor today. When you playing against Kalia Copper and stuff to slow them down in transition,
to be physical.
and to be physical with them. So it's a perfect storm.
Yeah, it's
happening in LA.
tough when you know dealing with the injuries, But I want to see more of the young ladies. I think he should just say, hey, we're gonna let y'all hoop. We're gonna let y'all make y'all mistakes. We talked about it last show. I said 3 to 5 games. Say, hey, Jasmine, your minutes is gonna drop some. Maybe Carly too. If you're not making shots, if you're making shots, keep Carly out there as long
Carly
as you
hot.
can. No,
Has
yeah,
she had an
No,
off game?
Right, and right now you guys brought that up. I was actually just looking at the stats right now and looking at one player that's really been down and dirty all year long.
She's been the most consistent other than NECA.
Carly, right? Tonight she dropped 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists with 35 minutes of play. Though,
Yeah.
she led the team in minutes tonight, which is kind of unusual to see. NECA only play 26 minutes.
Yeah.
And I guess you can kind of see. I don't know. That might be a coaching shot that maybe he saw. Like, okay, the defense is just collapsing on her. They know that we're going to her. Let's keep her off the floor. Now let's make the defense try to play all 5 and guard all 5 people. But Carly has been just always consistent, always shooting 50% from the field and the 3-point and above. Like, you never see her shoot 50% or below.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy part for her, just especially the way her season started to getting that hardship contract, now ending the year with the Sparks. But what's the most important part? Tell me what's the most important part for the Sparks going into Sunday's game.
Grit. That's the only thing. We got to want it because we're outmatched. We know that we're hurt. We know what's happening with the season. Grit. So we have to play physical. We have to play through the contact and get those and ones. Force them to foul us. That's what I'm constantly saying in crypto. I'm hollering from the top of my lungs,
Right.
hoarse, just saying, force them to foul us. Stop being so scared and just taking that shot, those easy shots. Really make the extra pass and force the game that way.
Right, because a lot of the times the refs, they don't call the fouls.
They don't. They call jump ball.
I see Kurt Miller jumping out on the side. He's jumping and yelling and doing this. Picked up a few tees a few games ago. So it shows a lot of great energy from him, from his perspective, to see that he's actually worried and paying attention to those little things out on the court. So that's pretty good. Mykell, tell me something. Like, right now, if you are the coach right now, you finished a press conference, you're maybe riding back in the bus, what kind of words are you passing along to these players now getting ready for Atlanta?
You're trying to keep them encouraged because they're dealing with a lot of injuries. A lot of their better players are out. So you're just, motivating them, like, keep pushing. It's a long season. We have a lot to go. We're going to match up against another team with another really good player. We allow Courtney to do her thing 2 straight games. We got to take away Gray. You got to make it as tough on Howard as possible. And they have to play defense, They want to be a team that's known for really good defense. So let's see a great defensive game on Sunday. And who's going to step up? If I'm him, I'm asking who's going to step up. NECA is an all-star. She's getting buckets. Carly is being consistent. But who is going to step up consistently to help? It was Azare tonight, but it wasn't enough. But who is going to be that player or 2 or 3 that's going to say, you know what? I'm going to get some defensive stops, and I'm going to make sure I get enough buckets in the rim so that we can pick up a victory.
I mean, with Zia Cook tonight scoring 10 points, which has been the most since almost a month.
Yeah.
For Zia. And
Was that since the opener?
Yeah, I believe so,
Yeah.
since the opener. So that's why my first instinct was asking, like, hey, well, this is the first time you get so many minutes in so many games. Like, how did that feel? She loved it. She was 3 from 10 from the field. She did get involved in the defensive part of the game. But when we come back right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break, all right? When we come back, we will be talking a little bit more about Lexi Brown. That's still missing.
That's the hot
topic. I feel like
Man.
that's something that needs to get a little more attention. And, of course, Mykell was putting some attention to that the other day on hashtag Where is Lexi Brown? And, of course, we will try to let you know what's happening with her when we return here on LA Sparks Weekly postgame show at Infinity Studios.
Welcome back to your favorite show, your favorite LA Sparks show, LA Sparks Weekly. We are here with the post game. Hey, make sure you guys remember to follow us, Instagram, LA Sparks Weekly, where you can check us out pregame, halftime show, and postgame, and we have you covered with everything LA Sparks. I am here with my crew, and we're talking about this tough loss for the Sparks, 86-78 to the Chicago Sky. Another loss. Now they're 7-9. 2 games under 500, and we finished the last segment talking about Lexi Brown, and like I said, hashtag, if you haven't, make sure you hashtag where is Lexi Brown? We need to know where she is because she was on her way to the All-Star game.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I voted so many times for Lexi thinking she would come back and cause she was only missing like 3 games.
Yeah.
But she was All-Star material out the gate.
Yep.
I mean, the offense, the defense, I mean, just playing in transition. Her and Jordan Canada were going to be the best duo.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the big 3 with NECA. that was the plan. And we've strayed so far away from that.
And we really miss the shooting that she brings. So hopefully coach, somebody there with the Sparks sees this and can let us know because we haven't really got anything at all about what's going on.
I think that's going to be my next question to coach on Sunday. I mean, if we get him pregame or postgame, either something, let's ask him again. I mean, we got to get another answer. If it's a, I don't know, no comment kind of thing, I guess.
Okay, cool. We'll take that. Because sometimes, people out because of personal reasons and stuff.
Yeah.
We respect that for sure. We just want to know because we watching these games and it's just getting ugly out here.
As fans, as media members, we want to know, for a player that's so vital, who is having a great start to her season, it's tough, man. Like, the team has really been trying to figure out. It's a lot of motions and sets they can't use because you don't have this girl who can come off of screens, knock down shots, or off the dribble. So when she come back, it makes the Sparks that much more dangerous. That's why I'm so big on playing the young players. But we have to know what the hell is going on.
I miss her doing that hand. Like,
right. Come and ball, man.
But one thing, and I think I mentioned it over to you guys the other day, I got a chance to see Lexi Brown. She was on the podcast show with Michael Smith.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. She was on a podcast that published, was recorded, I believe, was on Tuesday. It was recorded on Tuesday. They did not ask her during the podcast about when she's planning on returning. They should say you're out with the non-COVID illness. But she did mention that if she was invited by the WNBA to the 3-point contest in Vegas in about a week
July
and a half.
15th, yeah.
So she would want to go and she would be open to taking the spot. So I'm just thinking, okay, well,
what is going on here?
So
it's a Ben Simmons situation.
Yeah, so it's like if she's gonna like, hey, if I get the invitation, I'll take it. So does that mean that she'll be back pretty soon, sooner than the All-Star break?
I hope.
Yeah, the team needed.
The team needed so bad.
Yeah.
We went down to 7 players during that game. 7 players when Jordan Canada hit the ground.
I mean, they're now 2-7 in the last 9 games, and that is not a good sign. That's not a good sign. But hopefully, we do get some sort of answer on Lexi Brown and what it's
because
be.
There's a big 3. With the Sun, with the Liberty, with the Aces. With a healthy Lexi Brown, a healthy Lasia returning.
Yep.
Players like Azare getting everything together and finding her niche with the team consistently. More from Zaya, Destiny, maybe some minutes from Ray and see what she can do. Maybe Jasmine can figure it out. The Sparks can be a very, very dangerous team. But it's just
all
about
around.
Having these players returning, and Lexi is such a key that is no way. I'm shame on us for not asking coach every game, where is Lexi? Where is Lexi? Until we get an answer, because
I think you'll be bothered by
it. It has to be known.
Right.
When
man.
Andrew Wiggins was out with the Warriors,
people kept asking.
People were coming up with stories about his lady and all this stuff until we found out the truth, because it's best to let it be known. If she's at odds with the team, let it be known so that fans and media won't have to wonder, like, what is going on, If she's really sick, like, what is the sickness? You know, maybe we can get Lexi. If you can be on a podcast, damn it, you should be able to talk.
Come to our podcast.
Yeah, come to our podcast. So
we just want to know. We're not going to interrogate you
Talk
in this
to us.
style.
Yeah.
We just, we get a little couch
We're
set
friendly.
up.
Because we
Nice.
know you're a baller. We just want to make sure you're okay because the team needs you.
Yeah.
So
ASAP.
It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting that she made that appearance. But there is one thing that I do want to bring up that she mentioned during the podcast.
Okay.
Because when she was a rookie, she came into the league about 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Her head coach as a rookie was Kurt Miller in Connecticut. So she mentioned that on the first day of training camp as a rookie, Kurt came up to her and said, "Hey, I love your game. I'm just not going to give you any time this season." And the way she kind of, that's what she said. That's what she said. She's like, Kurt came up to me and said, I'm not going to get no time. So just be ready for that.
Maybe
she's
we
like,
soft.
yeah, so maybe on day one. So that's back then. I don't know how the relationship is or whatnot, but I'm just kind of thinking like, okay, well, what is wrong? Like something has to be.
Too, I think I heard Lexi say that Kurt believed in her game. Did y'all remember her saying that somewhere?
No, yeah. Earlier in the season, as she was playing really well, he was like, he believes in me. He's allowing me to just come out and play.
Just come out and play.
But maybe they do have some issues that
maybe.
Yeah,
Is she
go all the way
suspended?
back. But like you would think that the team would let it be known.
Not longer than 5 games. They killing they.
Or I think she's up to
whole
7 games now.
Yeah.
Yes, in the last 7.
Yeah,
So
it's just, I don't know, man. That situation
She
is
a cheat code, though.
so weird. Yeah, a cheat code.
She the cheat
It's
code.
like she figured it out. If it's fine, like last year, you was like, man, if Lexi can just do something off the dribble, she'll be tough. And she started doing stuff off the dribble, averaging, I think, like 14 points a game. She was that second scorer to where now you just figuring out the pieces around her and NECA. But now it's much tougher. When she's not there, now it's like NECA and who else? And that's been really, really hard. And today's game showed that.
And also, too, a thing that we're missing from Lexi, not just the shooting. We're talking about closing out games in the fourth quarter. When she was shooting those threes and hitting them, she was gaining us momentum in the second half, which allowed us to close out the games. And now we don't have her, and it's hard for us to win even when we're up.
Because who's the closer? Like, it's who's the coach? Because it's tough for it to be NECA because as a big, it's easier to throw a double team at.
Yeah, defense already knows where the ball's going.
Yeah. You get rid of the ball. So a lot of times it has to be a wing player. Who is it? You know, because Jordan, we seen them try a few games, but because she struggles shooting outside shots, it's tough for her. Jasmine isn't back to where everybody, was hoping that she would be. Zaya's young. So it's like, who is the closer right now? And that's what I think some of the issues. When they needed a bucket early in the season, it was like we can go through we can go through Lexi or we can play some pick and roll with NECA. But now it's kind of like, who do you go get a bucket from a wing that you can consistently count on it? Right now, it's no one. It's
questionable.
I mean, you see the way she closed out that game in Phoenix when she went up for the layup and then she had those 2 threes, very crucial. So she's a very important person. But another very important person to the LA Sparks Weekly Instagram account who follows us is Dee Brown, her father, a former, former Boston Celtics. So shout out to that man over there, Dee Brown. So maybe we can ask Dee because I went on to Dee's story on Instagram. That's how I found out that Lexi was on the podcast because he posted a link to it.
Okay.
So I saw that Dee posted that. I was like, okay, let me go check out Lexi on this podcast.
Lexi. Yo, Lexi, what's going on?
Yeah.
Come to the podcast. I think Lexi cool.
I think if we all tweet
cool
Lexi Brown like 10 times in 1 minute, she'll get like 30 tweets. So she'll be like, what the hell?
Are you good? What's going on, man? Your
worried
team
about
needs
you.
you.
We're
trying to get some dubs.
Yes, well, we're also trying to get some dubs here as well on Infinity TV with LA Sparks Weekly, of course. Just again to review again, the LA Sparks drop another game now, fall to 7-9 in early in the season right now, 86-78. Mykell, give us your last minute thoughts before we head out.
Man, I just think that, this is going to be a big game on Sunday. I think they have to try to find a way to get this victory. It's going to be tough, but it's a big road game before you come back home where you can sleep in your own bed and get, be a little more comfortable. So the ladies have to come out, stop the star players for Atlanta, and two somebodies need to step up next to NECA so that they can get this victory on Sunday.
Trice?
My final thoughts are De'Erica Hamby has to be the star.
Okay.
She got to be the star in this next game coming up. She need to get strong. She need to get big. Just take us past the finish line, De'Erica. Seriously. And also, too, we need to really look at Alicia Gray.
Yeah.
We got a double, triple, quadruple. I don't know what we got to do for her. Get her in foul trouble, but that will be the star to look out for on Atlanta.
Well, my final thought is just I think that Zia Cook really, really, really needs to step up in this next few games because she's really going to get the time to go ahead and step up. I mean, that's maybe Zaya's alarm clock right there. Like, ring, ring. This is it right here. This is your moment, Zia. I'm telling you right now. And, you know, watching Zia every game, seeing the way she prepares every game, even her teammates say, like, she's out there on the court, first one out there, warming up, getting ready. They love her energy on and off the court. But I think Zia is going to be very valuable to the success for the Sparks this season. Hopefully, if she can really step up, because she does look like, even a coach said once, that she's like paralyzed at times out there. She's like a couple seconds behind the place, and she's trying to get it all together. Of course, she did not get a break. She finished March Madness, leaving. 2 weeks later, she gets drafted into the WNBA. A day later, she's at camp already. So it's like there's no break for her, and for her to be so young right now, what, 20-year-old? Yeah. So it's very tough for her, but I think
ball is life. She know what it is.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
She's gonna step up.
There it is, guys. But, I mean, that's our final thoughts here on the LA Sparks Weekly Post-Game Show. Of course, make sure you follow us on Instagram at LA Sparks Weekly. We bring you all the content 24/7. And, of course, follow us here on Infinity TV as well, because we're bringing you, of course, the breaks right here. We got you Monday, we got you Thursday, and we got you Friday right here on Infinity TV. So make sure you check us out, because NBA free agency went crazy tonight.
Oh, my God.
So if everyone wants to know what's going on in NBA free agency, make sure
you covered.
That's right. They're breaks, and we got you guys covered on Sunday afternoon post-game show. We're coming from LA, but they will be in Atlanta. We'll see you guys then.